Welcome to my High Seas spoiler video. Big thanks to LSS for providing me with this Majestic spoiler from High Seas. So let's go. It is a Mechanologist action. It costs 1, it pitches for 1, and it blocks for 3. Sounds familiar, right? But it is not a reprint, it's a brand new card called Cog in the Machine. So let's break it down. It costs 1 to create 2 golden cog tokens. These are Mechanologist token items, and you can crank 1 or both of them in order to get 1 or 2 action points. That's right, multiple action points. Then you may tap a cog you control, and if you do, you put this card on the bottom of its owner's deck. First of all, obviously, I think this is going to be pretty great in Puffin. I mean, it's basically high octane, right? She wants to crank twice each turn in order to draw a card, so Cog in the Machine potentially is a 1 cost, gain 2 action points and draw a card. High octane! Now, tapping a cog to recycle this card should kind of help with fatigue, or ensure that there are still ways to make golden cogs in the deck. But there are also other uses for these cogs. Palantir Aeronaut was spoiled earlier, that fits nicely into this cost curve and cares about tapping cogs. Same thing for Sky Skimmer, it becomes a 0 for 4 go again, or a 0 for 5. And of course, cogs are also items, which can be used for galvanizing. Yeah, that's a strong Mechanologist mechanic. Seriously though, Golden Sky Warden makes Galvanize at least replace the item destroyed with a gold token. Unfortunately, that's not a Mechanologist item, and existing cards like Adaptive Plating and Soup Up kind of get a bit better, I assume. Alright, but obviously LSS gave me this card because I am such a great and well-known Mechanologist player. So let's talk about all the other Mechanologists. Yes, Teklovossen, the genius, the esteemed Magnate. What can he do with 2 action points? You could perhaps equip 2 armor pieces. That's like, wow, you're halfway to becoming the Macropotent basically. Honestly, this card just doesn't work with the current Teklovossen builds, but maybe there's gonna be an item focused build sometime in the future that could work for, I don't think so. Anyway, this probably won't help Dash Inventor Extraordinaire in her quest to Living Legend. Unfortunately, it's not high octane for Dash because it doesn't draw a card for Dash like it does with Puffin. But what about the new Dash, Dash IO? She is an item-centric hero that could use more 3 blocks. This of course is not an item, so she can't play it off the top, but it is pretty decent I think with her signature weapon, Symbiosis Shot, because this just puts 2 counters on it straight away, and with the 2 action points you could shoot them immediately, shooting twice, so 2 and 2. Action points are also great for drawing cards with the best card in Flesh and Blood, Cerebellum Processor. Big surprise. So I am definitely gonna try it out for Dash.io before coming to any hard conclusions, but I think it might be a less boost focused build, maybe like item control. Anyway, moving on to everyone's favorite armory deck hero, Maxx the Hype Nitro. Yes, he also likes items. Unfortunately, he's more into hyperdrivers, but hey, Bank Breaker! Bank Breaker cares about cranking. You need to crank and then you can use the wrench. And yeah, the other wrench, Banksy, can also put steam counters on the golden cogs for whatever reason. But if you just prefer constructing the Mechanoid, then of course having 2 action points is almost like having high octane deck. So those are all the Mechanologist heroes that matter. And of course these are all just my initial thoughts on this card. Honestly, I think it's really just made for Puffin more than any other hero, but I am excited to see if there are more payoffs for having items. Maybe something that sacrifices items so that it turns on some of the cards from Bright Lights that care about, having your items being destroyed. And yeah, that could really change how some of these Mechanologist heroes are built and played. But that's all. Once again, big thanks to LSS, and let me know anything and everything that I missed in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time. Bye bye.